Hello.
Before we get started, I want to inform our viewing audience, in case anybody doesn't know, that one of Paul's side hustles is that he hosts trivia nights
I do.
locally here in town. Well, I've got a little trivia quiz for you. I'm going to give you a movie quote. You're going to tell me what movie it's from.
Got it.
And these are all comedies.
Ooh.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Ace Ventura, 1990, what have you.
That's correct. You sit on a throne of lies.
Elf.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Oh.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
You just did De Niro. It's Heat, isn't it? It's Heat.
Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
I don't know.
A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, okay. It's not a man purse. It's called a satchel. Indiana Jones wears one.
I haven't seen this either, but that is from The Hangover.
Right. I've got a stage 5 clinger.
Wedding Crashers.
It's like I have ESPN or something.
Ooh. Can you do it in character? Was that in character?
That's
can't do
as
it
in
in
character as I can get.
I don't know.
Mean Girls.
Oh!
Tina, you fat lard, come and get some dinner. Tina, eat. Food. Eat the food.
God. I have it. I can picture the character. I know a lot of. I'm blanking.
He wants you to vote Pedro.
Yep. Now this is just making it worse because then it's like I'm closer without getting the
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's a sad no. That was a hard miss.
What am I going to do with 40 subscriptions to Vibe? I know you know this one.
Office Space.
That's right.
Okay.
You did pretty good.
Yeah. I did.
Welcome to the basement, Paul Guzzi.
Hello.
I have a movie in this envelope that you don't know what it is. I'm going to reveal it to you. We're going to watch it on the couch over there, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
I've known you for a lot of years, and
Yeah.
I've always thought of you to be somewhat of a ladies' man. But I do know that you're no American Gigolo.
Oh my God. He looks a little glistening, you know.
Sure. Released in 1980, American Gigolo was written and directed by Paul Schrader and stars Richard Gere, Lauren Hutton, Hector Elizondo, and Bill Duke. The film prominently features the fashions of Giorgio Armani, and it is widely credited for making Armani clothes popular in Hollywood. In 2022, American Gigolo was remade as a Showtime original series starring John Bernthal and Gretchen Mol. Still with me?
Yep. Sorry. I was. Yep.
I have a piece here from my personal vinyl collection. It is the American Gigolo single. It's got Blondie's Call Me on the A-side and composer Giorgio Moroder's Night Drive on the flip. I have a gift for you. It is an American pastime that you can enjoy from the comfort of your own desk. It's desktop bowling.
Oh. So many pieces to be lost. These are heavy.
Aren't they?
Do you know how to score bowling?
X's and slashes.
There's more to it than that, I think.
I do not know how to do
Because
it.
there's carryover and numbers, and it's like going back in your past, depending on how you do. It's very Christopher Nolan, I guess, for a sport. Because it depends on what you do in the future with how much. I also don't know how to score bowling.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, put on your Armani suit and get in your fancy sports car and drive on over to the old leather couch where we're going to take a trip back to 1980 and check out American Gigolo.
Gigolo! This movie was American Gigolo with Richard Gere in it.
Julian Kay is a gigolo in America.
A prostitute.
He drives around in his fancy convertible. He wears his Armani clothes, which are not popular yet, but they will be. And he goes to see Anne. She's his pimp.
Tonight. It's a woman from Charlottesville.
She into drugs?
No drugs.
Only hugs.
Yep.
600 for me.
That's what this prime D is worth.
You don't want to take some sun? I'm sure the girls would like some company.
No, thanks.
Does the dentist look at teeth when he gets home?
They tuck.
Hey, Salinga.
Assalamu alaikum. He goes home and has a workout.
By hanging from the ceiling for a little bit.
He's also Batman? Call me.
And then he talks to another pimp of his named Leon.
Julian goes out on a date with an older lady.
I was wondering if there are any new, really good restaurants, you know, where the famous people go.
Ma maison. La Scala.
In and out.
My, you are making me thirsty just standing there.
And hungry. I've got a hankering for a fat burger.
Pour me a drink. And set the bottle down.
This dusty old undercarriage hasn't had a workout in a long time. I want you to make it sing, Julian. At the hotel bar, he meets
Michelle Stratton.
Manhattan. Try Manhattan on the rocks.
Manhattan on the rocks. I thought you were sophisticated, Julian.
I was born in Torino, but I studied at Nantes.
You hardly have any accent at all.
Yeah, I've been traveling too much.
Also, I lie. I compulsively lie.
You run into women from foreign countries who may need a translator or a guide.
And they hire you.
Yes.
I am what is known as a gigolo. He finds out that she's married, and he doesn't go for that. Call on me.
So when they're like Blondie is in the soundtrack, so far Blondie is the soundtrack.
Yeah. Julian goes for another date.
I don't do couples either.
No, you don't understand. It's just my wife, Judy.
But I get to watch while I groom my cat. He is going to have to pleasure the wife of this guy while he watches. It's a creepy situation.
Someone left a book on the synth. His last name is Ryman. That's really important part of the story. Oop, and that seems like the end of that plot line.
My, that gig last night with the lady and her husband was a little freaky, wasn't it, Julian? Yes, it was, Julian. He meets up with Leon, the pimp that he did this kinky job for the other night.
You made quite a hit in Palm Springs. They want you back.
Is this his other pimp?
It's like he works for Uber and Lyft, and he's just got a lot of...
I think it is. He does Eat Street and DoorDash. And then Julian goes back home to sort through all of his suits and shirts and ties. And now for my pants, the perfect cucumber.
Yeah. So she's a friend.
Say she's just a friend? You say she's just a friend?
Marquis calling you!
I think I have what she needs.
You got what I need!
It's Michelle. Julian doesn't like that she tracked him down.
This is my apartment. Women don't come here.
That's what I said in college, too. This is my apartment. Women don't come here. It's only N64
And dudes.
frozen pizzas.
I would have thought that you'd live in a place with thick red carpet.
Burlap sacks on the walls. But there's something between them, an unmistakable magnetism. Honk, honk. That can't be denied. Get rid of this bag, it's hideous.
That's his payment. Her whole identity.
And they sleep together.
Julian K. Yeah, I want 2 coffee, orange juice, croissant, 1 scrambled egg, and a side of cottage cheese.
He's calling his own kitchen and leaving a message for himself for when he goes in there so he can make it. It turns out that guy who wanted the sexy thing to happen, his wife, Mrs. Ryman, has been murdered. Michelle stops by to see Julian again. They sleep together again. Walk, 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 walk. Tokyo has been tuned in.
Why do you sleep with older women?
Money!
I prefer older women.
Oh.
These are not the handcuffs your wife was wearing when she was killed, Mr. Ryman.
Those we found in the study.
Along with some dildos, some paddles, and some, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, your private sex life is of no concern to me or to the LAPD.
But it is a concern to my friends down at the bowling alley, who I tell stories to. They love it. The juicier, the better.
More dildos and paddles and what have you.
This guy, Detective Sunday, comes around and asks Julian questions.
I'll just let myself in.
I'm Detective Sunday. I'm with the Homicide Bureau.
I also run a funny ice cream truck on the weekends. I call it Detective Sunday's Cool Treats.
This work that you were doing...
Does it involve ladies' woo-woos?
This was more of a personal matter.
Ah, dildos and paddles. Yeah.
That's bullshit, Julian. I want to take you in. It'll be good for your memory. You seem like a young man who needs a...
Ride in an ice cream truck.
Look, Mr. Sunday.
Can you throw in a couple of push-ups to sweeten the deal? Literally? Charles Stratton, a senator, is Michelle's husband.
I hope you're having as good a time as the rest of us.
And I hope you're having a better time than my sexually unsatisfied wife. Julian escorts an old lady to the political event, and he runs into Michelle. It's a little awkward. Michelle is following Julian around. He goes into a record store. She follows him to the record store. Just taking a walk with my nips.
Yeah, I was like, it's old Detective Nips.
Michelle doesn't know what to do. The senator, her husband, wants her to have a baby, but she's in love with Julian. While Julian's getting his shoes signed, Detective Sunday stops by again. Hey, it turns out your alibi doesn't cover the time of the murder, so actually you don't have an alibi. You're a suspect.
This murder rap just is not going away.
Some people are above the law.
Well, how do these people know who they are?
Boy, I love being a shoe shine man. I get to hear all kinds of interesting conversations.
Eugene, thanks.
That's me, Eugene. I'm off to shine somebody else. I'm like the gigolo of shoes. The police investigate his life. They trash his apartment. All of my precious fruits spilled. He meets up with Anne, the lady pimp.
He feels very strongly that he is being framed for this murder.
It's a Ryman murder on Palm Springs.
You know, Palm Springs. That way.
Number 3, take off your glasses.
But I can't see without them. There's an eyewitness who saw him enter the building.
I think you're guilty of sin.
Out on the street, Julian is being followed by somebody.
You're really not very good at this, you know. What?
That certain somebody appears to work for the senator.
Now you fuck off and leave me alone.
Whoa, shit!
And in conclusion, can you dig it?
Then he goes to meet the senator.
You think you can blackmail me into helping you?
You're crazy, mister.
Am I?
Oh, and by the way, vote Stratton this fall. Julian goes to see Leon at the probe. The air in here is redolent with amyl nitrate, I'm sure. Hey there, soul brother. I need an alibi. Can you provide it with me?
Let's see what I can do.
I have to talk to you.
Hey, baby. Oh, God, I'm glad to see you.
I want to squeeze the life out of you. Handcuff you and make the police ask me questions.
All my life, I've been looking for something. I don't even know what it is.
Let me do it like
Maybe you're what I'm looking for.
I think these are Foo Fighters lyrics.
I have to leave.
There goes my hero.
Oh, man.
The motive for the Ryman murder was stolen jewels. He searches his whole apartment.
Looking for either a murder weapon or the jewels, he tears his car apart. Ooh! And finds the jewels hidden underneath the underbelly of his car.
Julian goes to Perino's to meet with Anne.
She's cutting him loose because he's becoming a whiny problem.
Julian goes to Leon's house. He knows that Leon is the one who's framing him.
Leon basically admits it. Yes, we're framing you, Julian, because no one likes you.
I'll work just for you. 40-60 split. It's fair, 40-60. 40...
40-80.
I'll do kink. I'll do anything you want me to do.
Fine, 50-90. But I can't go any more than that.
Why me?
Why me? Why me?
That's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna go on the balcony. Please let yourself out.
Julian pushes Leon over the balcony. Yeah! Whoa! All right, the new deal is 98-2.
Yep.
He falls to his death.
And that guy he killed for real.
Julian is arrested. He's a double murderer now. He goes to jail.
Michelle Stratton is still hanging around.
Don't come back, Michelle.
Go live your life. I'm a prison man now. She provides an alibi. He didn't murder the lady because he was with me in bed making with the sexy time.
And she doesn't care what her rich politician husband thinks.
Because she loves him. And he finally realizes that he loves her too. He will no longer be an American Gigolo. American Gigolo, what did you think?
I think I liked it more than I thought I would.
It was real slow getting started.
Yes.
The dialogue is very understated.
Yes.
Which I think was a bit the style of the time. It's definitely the style of Paul Schrader. He
Yeah.
just wants like regular people talking like regular people.
You don't really know what's going on. It had enough mystery. Because at one point I was like, I don't know who killed who or what's going on.
They did a good job with presenting us with a selection of suspects, and any of which who could be behind this whole thing.
Yes. So what do you think? Is he being framed or did he do it?
Boy, it would be a hell of a twist if it ended up that he did it.
Yeah.
Which, of course, he's got no motive to do it. He has a comfortable life. He has an easy job. He's got no reason to murder someone and steal
It's
his
the
jewels.
one thing he didn't want. Attention to what he does. So unless it was some sort of sexual self-defense, which is a great cover.
Or unless he was this latent murderer.
Yeah. Or maybe he has like split personalities that he doesn't know about or that he's lying about, but that is a different Richard Gere movie.
Primal Fear.
Indeed.
Yeah. The movie does a good job of not telegraphing the twist.
Absolutely.
Who actually did it. And really, we're not even clear about, I mean, we know that Leon's behind it, but we don't know who's behind Leon.
That's a good aspect of the movie. It's not like the Disney or blockbuster style movie where every possible plot is tied up at the end and you're like, oh, here we go. And you just get the idea that Julian is caught up on something that's just unfortunate.
I don't think I was quite convinced about Michelle falling for him, because we don't know anything about her relationship with Stratton.
Assuming it's not good.
Assuming it's not good,
Yeah.
assuming it's cold, assuming she's a trophy wife. I don't really see what in Julian draws her in an emotional way. I can see what draws her in a physical way, of
Yes.
course. But I just, that doesn't come across.
The number of times where he turns her down, I should have kept track. It was the whole time. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm a double murderer. No, thank you.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah.
I'm going to gentle Ben you out of this prison. I'm going to do a full Air Bud.
Yeah.
Just get me out of your life by getting you out of my life.
Yeah.
Even his lack of connection to people, that's what gets him framed in the first place. It's so weird. Leon says that in his apartment.
Yeah.
We framed you because no one likes you. I don't want to frame anybody else because I like them.
Yeah. I thought Richard Gere was, I don't know, I wasn't really blown away.
Richard Gere doesn't ever blow you away.
No.
And
Yeah.
even when he was nominated for an Oscar for Chicago, I was like, him?
Yeah.
I saw Chicago. It was fine.
He was...
Richard Gere was fine. He's always fine.
He's a good movie star, not a great actor. Yeah, there was nothing about his acting.
You cast him for that face and that scowl.
Yeah.
So I did not expect this film to reference Kafka, Franz Kafka, the novelist. His name is Julian Kay. There's a character in Kafka's The Trial called Joseph K.
Oh.
Who is also accused of a crime he didn't commit.
Did
and
he?
He's sort of like caught up in this web of
Yeah.
bureaucracy and conspiracy. And so I think Julian Kay, that's got to be a reference to that.
That sounds like it. He doesn't seem that much more morose after knowing he's been framed, committing an actual killing, and being in jail. He's always a 4 out of 10 the whole way through.
Yeah.
And things get decidedly worse, and he's just like kind of the same the whole time.
That kind of goes, oh God, I'm going to sound real pretentious here, but it goes back to like characters from Kafka and characters from Camus, like The Stranger.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, these things are happening to them, but they're not so much affected by them.
Yeah.
So why American Gigolo?
I have no idea. Because he spoke French 20 minutes in?
I think maybe it's because of the conscious consumerism or conspicuous consumption of his character. He's talking about $1,200 stereos, and he's got all these fancy
suits,
stuff,
cars,
all the clothes in the cars. That American lifestyle of
Yeah.
these people who are concerned with stuff.
Yep. His job, what he does, the things that are coming in, that's fueling him forward.
I'm getting older, man. I gotta keep moving forward.
And yet, he's not building towards anything. What is the end point? What is his retirement plan? He doesn't have one. I have to keep my status quo for as long as I can.
It's like drugs. You know, you just kind of like get up and you're like, I just have to get, I'm on this thing, and this is just what I'm doing.
Sure.
So
I need to get the next fix. I need to get the next...
There is no future. There's no long-term future.
American Gigolo has turned his last trick, and now it's time for us to pay a visit to a little something we call Seen It.
Seen It!
Owl Tits asks, the founder, seen it?
I've seen it. Thank you, Owl Tits.
This is a movie about Ray Kroc and the invention of McDonald's, the franchise. Not McDonald's the restaurant, McDonald's the franchise. Important distinction.
Very.
If you want to cast an actor as a hamburger-obsessed weirdo, you need look no further than Nick Offerman.
As a persnickety, this fry's a little too crispy. Like, he did really well. Kind of like a movie-flavored movie in the sense it had a very Forrest Gump-style musicality, like the background to it.
It really gets into the nuts and bolts of McDonald's, like
Yeah.
the DNA of McDonald's.
Yeah.
How these two brothers designed this system
Yep.
to make these burgers as fast as they can and turn them out.
Yep.
And then how this other guy basically invented the idea of franchising
In that way.
and
Yeah.
turned it into this, global
to what we know today.
thing. Yeah. And how ruthless American businessmen are.
Yes. Kempson Bellington, Seen It, Asteroid City, The Flat Affect, shared by many characters, while an Anderson staple, left me cold and bored. Johansson's self-pitying speech made me gag.
Seen It.
Seen It.
I kind of agree with Kempson. I thought that the production design was stunning.
Yes.
They should get an Oscar for that, no doubt, because they made it look like a live-action Roadrunner cartoon.
Yes.
I was agog at every frame.
There was an actual Roadrunner in it. Do you remember that part? Okay,
yep.
yeah.
But the story was a goddamn mess.
Yes.
I mean, it sounded like Wes Anderson took two different ideas and just smushed them together and just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
It seems like one of his things of late is to make a movie that's also another form of media.
Yep.
He did this with The French Dispatch. It's a movie, it's also a magazine. He did this with the Fabulous Henry Sugar, the thing that came out. It's a short story and it's also a movie.
Yes.
With this, it's a play and it's a movie.
About a TV show, about a play and a movie, with actors that are playing other actors, playing actors in a play that are characters.
Yeah.
The fourth wall and the breakdown, like it spun out, and I was like, what in the hell is going on?
The framing device of the play, it just doesn't work.
Our human brains are meant to work in 3 dimensions, but it's like he was trying to explain the 4th and 5th dimension, where you get it, but I can't conceive of it and keep everything in my head at one time. The breaking of the 4th wall and then coming back, and you never knew what side of the 4th wall you were on. The part about grief and death and not knowing what the hell is going on, that part of the movie I really liked.
Yeah,
but that wrapped into all the
it's
other...
human, yeah.
Yes.
I'd rather watch Wes Anderson fail than watch lesser directors succeed.
This is true.
The next movie we're going to talk about was actually sent to us in our P.O. box by a generous viewer. It is Gladiator.
Sure is. Seen it.
I actually haven't seen this.
You've never seen Gladiator?
I know I've seen parts of it because I remember Joaquin Phoenix and I remember Oliver Reed.
Yes.
But I haven't seen the whole thing. And I kind of have intentionally been avoiding it.
That sounds like you. I can feel that. The popularity of this movie is not dissimilar to the popularity of 2 bands at the same time, Nickelback and Creed. People like to not like it because it is the Nickelback of movies.
I kind of like the idea that there is a Best Picture winner that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Even though there are many. But this is one I'm intentionally not seeing.
Yeah.
I have it here on DVD. I can watch it whenever I want if I ever choose to lift that particular embargo.
I don't think you should. It's already been 20 years. Derek Barnes. Seen It? Fallen, 1998. Denzel at the top of his game, and some John Goodman thrown in there for good measure.
Time is on my side. I've seen it.
I've also seen it.
It's kind of a spooky, creepy movie. It's an interesting concept.
Yep.
Just the idea of the spirit who can
just
inhabit your body if you're close enough, but if you're not,
It's like a real fast COVID that's popping around. I don't like horror movies because I actually get scared, and I don't enjoy that. But it didn't feel kind of overly...
It's more of a thriller.
It's more of a thriller. Denzel Washington was really, really good in it.
Well, the thing about Denzel Washington is he's pretty good.
He's gonna
make it someday.
He's gonna be somebody. Yeah.
There's a website you can go to that is A, American, and 2, it offers no gigolo services, only fun. And that's our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. You can see our entire back catalog of episodes there, including our The Meg episode, which is still unviewable on YouTube. You can watch it on our site. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on and make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support this show. If you like our show, consider doing that. It doesn't take much, and we appreciate it. We are getting towards the end of the season, and I just want to let you know how things are going to go. Normally, we end our seasons with the end-of-the-year megasode. In the ways that the show has changed recently, that doesn't seem to make much sense. I think that's going to become kind of an artifact of the past. So, what's going to happen at the end of 2023? Well, our next episode, which is going to be our Christmas episode, will be our final episode of the year. The beginning of the 2024 season, Lucky Season 13, will begin February 2nd. Now, during the hiatus, my plan is to continue to release original content every Friday throughout December and January. These are not going to be our normal episodes. They're going to be shorter videos. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be. I have some ideas. Maybe you have some ideas too, and you can leave those in the comments. This original content is in addition to all of the polls and the questions that we ask on Facebook. There's going to be plenty of stuff for you to check out during the winter. I'm excited about it. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I hope you're excited too, and I hope you'll watch. Right, Paul?
Yes.
If you want to see me chatting with this fella some more, you can watch Unboxing, which comes out this coming Friday. We'll be answering questions and having interesting conversations, and you should come and see that. And right now, you should take a look at this.
Do you have anything to say, Julian? Julian?
How about a nice ice cream cone? I got plenty out in the truck.
We'll have to go into all the details of the night of the murder.
That's right. Let's start with the first detail. Get detail number 1.
I think you're guilty of sin.